Home is the theme of next Friday's programme, same time, 11:10 on BBC Two. Next week, the emotional side of puberty as it affects your relationships with your family, friends and how you feel about yourself. Focus on growing up next Friday, 11:30 on BBC Two.
Well, the mystery of a white horse carved into a hilltop could get you thinking next Friday, same time, 10 to 12 on BBC Two.
The impact of disasters and how they can be avoided. Your thinking skills are put to the test again, same time next Friday.
The series continues next Monday with a look at how the environment is changing in the Karkonosze forest in Poland. That's at the same time, 10:30 here on BBC Two.
Next week, Around Scotland appears to look at food matters. That's at the same time, 10:30 next Tuesday.
Grab your coat, hat and warmest gloves for an icy adventure in music. Professor Allegro's your guide again next Tuesday at the same time, 10:50 here on BBC Two. 3 more science clips next week, starting with Light and Dark here on BBC Two from 1 o'clock.
And we're counting out the coins again with another double bill of Number Time next Thursday at 11 here on BBC Two.
And there's another double bill of Primary Geography next Monday here on BBC Two at the same time, 10:30.
Shadowplay continues in another triple bill of Look and Read next Monday from 11 here on BBC Two. We're learning more dance moves when Folk Dance returns with the second part here on BBC Two, same time next Tuesday.
Next week, Spats gets a pet of his own, but he needs to learn how to look after it. What, where, when, why, at 10:30 next Thursday. Hear the story of Dennis the donkey in the next Razzle Dazzle at 11 next Thursday, here on BBC Two.
The unit on Judaism continues with another double bill of Pathways of Belief from 11:30 next Thursday here on BBC Two. Australia, Canada and the Pyrenees next Friday. More landscapes to explore in another double bill of Primary Geography at the same time, 10:50 here on BBC Two. Bullying is the topic for discussion next Friday. Enter the chat room again at the same time, 11:30 here on BBC Two.
And you can catch the next 3 episodes of The Legend of the Lost Keys next week. That starts at 11 next Monday on BBC Two.
And you can catch the next 3 science clips next Tuesday on BBC Two, starting at 1 o'clock.
We continue our focus on pets at the same time, 10:30 next Thursday here on BBC Two. Teeming Tudor life in busy and dirty streets next time. Don't miss Primary History on BBC Two, same time, 10:30 next Friday.
The Legend of the Lost Keys continues at the same time next Monday with another triple bill starting at 11 here on BBC Two.
There's more on Christianity with another double bill of Pathways of Belief next Thursday morning on BBC Two, and that's from the same time, 11:30. Primary History continues its look at Tudor life with a merchant story at the same time next week. And there'll be another double bill of Primary Geography at the same time next week.
Discover how inner cities get redeveloped in the next programme at 10:30 next Monday. Don't miss Watch as we continue our trip to the seaside next Thursday at 10:30 here on BBC Two.
Next week's postcard will be looking at world environmental change. So that's next Friday at 10:50 here on BBC Two.
We've more of The Way Things Work here on BBC Two in 2 weeks' time at the same time, 11:15. Find out more about our range of programmes with our summer wall chart. For details, call 08700 100 321. Printing is the next topic in the next Watch Art Start at 11:45 on Monday the 8th of May here on BBC Two. And there's more Mega Maths, Shape and Space at the same time next week here on BBC Two.
More from France with primary geography, same time next week here on BBC Two. And there's more English Express next week at the same time, 11:30 here on BBC Two.
Next week, a look at the prosperous Britain of the 1950s and the influx of workers from abroad. Friday at 10:30 on BBC Two. Next week's programme explains why ancient Egyptians suffered a lot with toothache. Food, farming and the role of the River Nile. Same time Friday at 11:10 on BBC Two. Alcohol is next week's subject at the same time, 11:30.
Take another walk through time looking at fashion next Friday at the same time, 10:50 here on BBC Two.
We've more world environmental change here on BBC Two at the same time next week.
This unit on texts continues with another double bill of English Express from 10:30 next Monday. Next week, find out how honesty, teamwork and taking responsibility are essential to the band meeting the deadline for their new album. That's at 11:10 next Monday morning. Clarinets and phantoms and symphonies and stories with another double bill of instrument tales from 11:30 next Monday morning here on BBC Two.
Discover what's involved in making pop-up books here on BBC Two next Thursday at 11. The second programme in this series takes a look at friendship. That's at the same time next week.
Next Thursday, Pathways of Belief explains the Hindu concepts of God. That's at 11:30 here on BBC Two.
The Royals off on holiday next Tuesday, the last in the series of Mega Maths Measure here on BBC Two at 10:30.
Caring and Growing next Friday. Watch continues at 11:30 here on BBC Two.
Moving house and the prospect of making new friends next Friday. That's at the same time, 11:45 here on BBC Two.
The BBC Primary Guide has full details of television, radio and support material from BBC Education for the new academic year. It's available free to schools by phoning BBC Education on 08700 100 321. How are leisure and sport affected by the weather? More from the Happy Gang at 1 o'clock next Monday. Discover more about our range of programmes on the autumn wall chart. For more details, call 08700 100 321. Don't miss primary geography at the same time next week here on BBC Two when we visit the tropical island of Grenada.
Sorting fact from fiction next Monday on BBC Two. Don't miss the final part in our new series on the Jacobites, where we'll take you around Scotland again at the same time. More mysterious happenings at the house in Shadow Play at the same time next week here on BBC Two.
Join Alex again here on BBC Two next week to find out about building, philosophy and medicine. That's at the same time, 10:30.
And See You, See Me continues its series on castles here on BBC Two at the same time next week.
From Bangladesh to Yorkshire to the USA, flooding has a big impact on people's lives. BBC Two finds out how they cope. Same time, 11 o'clock next Friday.
Another double bill from the Academy next Monday on BBC Two from 10:30. And Shakespeare the Animated Tales continues with The Tempest here on BBC Two at the same time, 11:30 next week.
That rounds off today's programmes for schools. You can discover more about castles with See You, See Me, same time next week here on BBC Two. More shapes next week with Number Time here on BBC Two. Be here and be square, same time, 10:30. More from Mr Muse and Mr Ponder next Monday here on BBC Two, same time, 10:45. Next week, Zap gets zapped by Victor Virus. More Look and Read here on BBC Two, same time, 11 o'clock. Susie Perry's here next week on BBC Two, looking at the body as a human machine, making sense of health at the same time, 10:50 next Friday.
More of the Bible in animation next week on BBC Two. The story of Moses is brought to life at 11:20.
The focus is racism next week. 3 children from different minority groups talk about their experiences at 11:30 next Thursday here on BBC Two.